Good morning, children. Welcome back. Today I'm going to start chapter 7, Air, page number 76. Okay. I had sent you the pictures of the chapter in the morning only. Please go through it. Okay. I will also send you the videos, okay, regarding this chapter. So in this chapter, you will study about matter, air, properties of air, components of air, uses of air, and burning, and how you need to breathe, and about air pollution. Okay, so every time before I start a new chapter, I always tell you to read. Please read it. Okay, read it once, twice, read it till you at least understand. Okay, now if you go to page number 76, okay, you have ball 1 and ball 2, the picture. Okay, now if you see the first one here, if you see the first one, ball 1 is deflated, okay, or it is small in size. Now if you see ball 2, they've put air in it, so it has become, the size has also increased and it has inflated. Okay, so now you can just try it with a balloon also to see whether the shape will change or not. Okay, so I think we've done this in class 3 also about matter. Remember, we told you to draw also. In the morning also, I had sent you some examples of matter. Okay, so everything on the earth is made up of some material. The material may be hard, soft, rough, or smooth. So matter is anything that has mass and occupies space, that is matter. Okay, so this is also matter, this is also matter because it occupies space and it has weight. Okay, so depending on the arrangements of particles, you have your solid, liquid, and gas. Okay, now in solid, they do not they have a fixed shape, like this book, example of solid. It has a fixed shape and the particles are tightly packed, that's why it has a shape. Okay, your examples are book, table, and chair. Okay, so you can just take this as an example of solid. Okay, now liquid, the particles are not tightly packed, so they do not have a fixed shape. Example, water, juice, milk, and all. Now this water has taken the shape of this glass. Okay, now if I pour in this bowl, it will take the shape of this bowl. So water does not have a fixed shape. Okay, it will take the shape of the container in which it is poured. I hope you can see. Okay, you can try it at home also. Okay, then gases. Now I have this balloon. If I blow air into it, what will happen to the balloon? It will become big, right? Inflate. Okay, so the particles in gases are loosely packed and they move around freely. Okay, so they occupy the entire space. So when I blow air into it, it will become big. That means it will occupy the entire balloon here. Okay, so air is a mixture of many gases. Okay, we will study more later. Now air is all around us, so air is very essential for us to live, right? If we don't have air, what will happen then? Okay, we cannot see, touch, or smell it, and it has no color. It is transparent and we can feel air in many ways. Suppose if it's a windy day, I go outside, what will happen? My clothes will start flying, right? Or my hair will start flying. So that means it's because of the air. Okay, so I'm sure you've seen your mothers or your aunts, when they wash clothes, what do? They will hang it, no? So what will happen with air? If it's a windy day, what will happen to the clothes? It will sway or move. Okay, so the layer of air that surrounds the earth is called atmosphere. I'm sure you've done this in your social studies. We studied about atmosphere and all, right? So moving air is called wind. A gentle wind, that means which is not so strong, is called a breeze, and wind blowing at high speed is called storm. Okay, so these are the different types of air, you know. Wind is just moving air, then breeze is a gentle wind, whereas storm is, you know, a wind blowing at a high speed. Okay, now properties of air. Okay, I've written it here also. Properties of air. Air has no color. Can we see? No. Okay, we cannot see air, but we can feel it when it blows. It is basically colorless. So if I just blow on your face, okay, you can feel the air, but it does not have a color. Okay, next one. Air can change the shape of an object in which it is filled. So I have this balloon here. It does not have air in it. So when I blow air into it, what will happen to the balloon? It will become big in size. The size will increase. Okay. Air occupies space. As I've been telling, air is all around us and it is very essential for us to survive, right? So I don't have a bottle here, but you can try this experiment at home. Okay, it's a very simple one. All this has air. Okay, now you need a bottle to show this or to prove that air occupies space. You need an empty bottle, tube filled with water. Okay, it's there in the book only. The empty bottle also has air in it. Okay, so now suppose if this is a bottle, just dip the bottle like this, okay, and then tilt it, just tilt like this. Okay, so what will happen? Your bubbles will come out. That means air, when you see bubbles coming out, this shows that air also occupies space. Okay, I think this experiment you can try it at home. It's very simple. Okay, the next one is air expands on heating, or it becomes larger. Okay, as its particles move freely away from each other. Then there is an activity, you can just go through it. Okay, to show that air expands on heating, you need a balloon, an empty bottle and a bowl of hot water. Okay, so stretch the balloon like this. Suppose if this is a ball, just stretch the balloon and put it on the tip of the bottle. Okay, tie or stretch a balloon over the mouth of the bottle. Dip the bottle in hot water like this. If this is hot water, just dip it in hot water and then wait for some time. Then you can pour in more hot water so that the heating is faster. Okay, so what do you see? The balloon which is tied up here will become big, expand, inflate. Okay, that shows that air expands on heating. So what is the explanation? The air inside the bottle heats up. So when you put the bottle on hot water like this, this also gets heated up. So when this gets heated up, the balloon here expands. Okay, I think you should not try this at home. Okay, or you can tell your someone adult to supervise it for you. Okay, air has weight. Now to show that air has weight, you need two balloons, a 500 centimeter long stick or a measuring scale with a string tied at the center. You can see the picture here. Okay, you can see the picture here. So you have to fill the two balloons with equal amount of air. So fill the two balloons with equal amount of air and then hang it. So it will be something like this. Okay, now prick one balloon after this is filled with air. Okay, prick one balloon with a needle near the knot. So what do you see? The air with the stick with the air filled balloon goes down. Suppose if this is your balloon filled with equal amount of air. Now I've pricked this. Now what will happen? It will go like this. This will become heavier because this still has air. Okay, so this shows that air has weight. Okay, now components of air. As I told you, air is a mixture of gases. Okay, it contains or it has water vapor, smoke, dust and germs, and the composition of air changes from place to place. Okay, so here maybe you have less pollution, so the air is very nice, okay, and clean. Now when I go further down, when I go to Siliguri, then I see a lot of cars and vehicles and also what has happened to the air there? It has become polluted. Okay, so the content of carbon dioxide is more in polluted areas. So if you have a lot of smoke, and vehicles running, chimneys and all that, so that means the content of carbon dioxide is more. Okay, so Air contains gases like nitrogen, oxygen and carbon dioxide in the air. Okay, so 78% of the Earth's atmosphere has nitrogen. Oxygen is needed by all living things for breathing, and plants give out oxygen. Carbon dioxide given out by humans and animals is used by the plants for photosynthesis. So 78% of the Earth's atmosphere is nitrogen. Okay, and as we've been studying in the previous chapters also, that oxygen is very important for us to live, right? Plants need oxygen. Why do plants need oxygen? For photosynthesis. Do you remember? They take in carbon dioxide, they use it for food during the process of photosynthesis, and they give out oxygen. That is what we need to breathe. Okay. Air contains water vapor. Water vapor is present in air. It plays an important role in the water cycle. I had sent you the picture of the water cycle in the morning. That is from your last year's book. Okay. Water cycle is the natural process to maintain the balance of water in nature. Okay, like that picture was there, no, where the water bodies get heated up due to the sun's rays, and then the water vapor will rise and then it will form clouds, right? And then when the clouds become heavy or on cooling, what will happen to the clouds? Again it will rain and then it will fill the water body. Okay, so that water body, so this is your water cycle. Okay. Water vapor helps to form clouds and later return to the earth in the form of rain, snow or hail. So please look at the picture that I had sent you in the morning. Okay. Air contains smoke, dust and germs. Okay. Smoke is produced from factories, vehicles and also from burning of fuel. Okay. Some of us, what do? We sweep, right, and then we have a lot of dry leaves, so we go outside and then we burn it. So what will, have you noticed what comes out from the dry leaves? The smoke, and that is also not good. Okay, so wind carries dust and smoke and spreads them to vast distances. So it takes them, the wind takes it to different places. Okay, far away places. Air also contains many disease-causing tiny organisms called germs. I think now we are even more careful, right? Germs can make us sick, okay, because it will make us sick. Now, if you see this pause and do, I just want you to do this on your own. I will give you the answer in the next class. This is to show whether you've understood or not, okay? Even if you've not understood, it's still okay. I'll give you the answers tomorrow. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me. All right. Now, uses of air. I've been telling you, air is very important. Now we'll see how is it important and how is it used. Okay. Air is used for burning, because without air we cannot burn anything. Okay. There is an activity here in page number 81. I will do that also. Okay. All living things need air to breathe, right? You, me, everyone, we need air to breathe. Air plays an important role in the water cycle. Okay, that also I have explained. It helps in the dispersal or distributing or spreading of seeds in plants. Birds, bats and insects fly due to the presence of wing. I think we've done last year, no, in class 3, when we were studying about birds, they flap their wings. That is also, air is needed, or they flap because of the presence of air. Okay, now it is filled in tires, footballs, balloons and many other toys. Now I have this balloon which is not inflated. When I blow air, what will happen? It will become big, right? Now a windmill uses energy of the wind to spin a turbine to produce electricity. Windmill, I think I'll send you the picture, okay, of a windmill, then you can have a look. Okay, windmills are used to generate or produce electricity. It helps in the movement of sailing yachts, gliders, parachutes and aeroplanes. All this is, we can use this because of the air, presence of air. Okay, burning, like I told you that oxygen is used or is needed for burning. Burning produces heat and light. So if there is no light, what will happen, right? So air supports burning. So for burning also we need air. Without air, fire will go off. That means it will not burn. Okay, so look at the experiment. Okay, and I would suggest please do not try this experiment at home, just read it, okay, because fire is involved. Okay, so to show that air is needed for burning, you need a candle, a matchbox with matchsticks and a glass. Okay, so you need to light the candle with the help of a matchstick, of course. Okay, now cover the burning candle with a glass as is shown in the picture here. Then you wait for some time. What do you think will happen? Okay, the candle goes off after some time, it will not burn. Okay, conclusion means what can you conclude from it? Air supports burning, so glass has some oxygen gas which is needed for burning. Okay, when oxygen in glass is used up, candle goes off, so it will burn for some time. When you cover it, burn for some time and then it will go off. Okay, so please do not try this experiment at home. I'm telling you again. Okay, I'll stop here for now. If you have any doubts, please ask me. Read the chapter. I have sent you the pictures of the chapter also. Okay, read it, and I will send you the spellings in the next class. Okay, have a nice day and please stay safe.